Welcome to the show. Brock Page here, random sports picks for fun. Buffalo travels to MetLife to take on the Jets this Thursday. The Bills are the 3.5-point favorites with the total at 41.5. Real tough to predict where this line's going to move. I have to imagine the general betting public will be moved by the early success of these Buffalo Bills. We'll probably see a closing number of about 4 points. That said, they're going up against a Jets team who's overachieved in the outright game so far this year, and they've been real good covering against the points. This Jets team is 6-2 covering overall and a perfect 4-0 covering at home. The Jets against the spread are also 5-2 catching points, 2-0 at the current total, and 4-0 as the official home underdog. In addition to all that, these New York Jets have gone an impressive 4-1 covering against teams with winning records, and also 3-1 covering against teams allowing less than 21 points a game. Believe it or not, folks, this has all the makings of being a pretty good game. Most recently, this New York team has garnered themselves marquee covers over Atlanta, Miami, and New England. They've also successfully covered the spread in their last 6 straight. So if you're betting sides and you're leaning toward the Jets, you're completely justified in your wagering. Let's just hope the recreational bettors don't recognize these impressive trends and move the line down for you. You certainly want to be catching as many points at home as you can against this Buffalo team. They also already have one successful cover over this Jets squad earlier in the season. Furthermore, the Buffalo Bills have actually been better against the spread overall than the New York Jets. On the season, this Buffalo squad has gone a cash cow, money-making, real estate buying, limousine riding, 6-1 covering against the spread overall. The Bills against the spread have also gone 2-1 on the road and 3-1 laying the points. The Bills have successfully covered 3 of their last 4 and have garnered themselves a quality outright winning cover over the Atlanta Falcons. All said and done, the case for bettors on both sides can certainly be made. This is definitely going to be a tough one to pick according to the trends. And once again, I have no real empirical evidence on where the line's going to end up moving, so I have no idea who's going to be catching more points and giving up more points by kickoff. Having said all that, though, let's go ahead and break down the total before picking an official winner in this one. And when it comes to the scoring, a lot of overs getting hit between these two teams. 2 out of both teams' last 3 games have actually gone over the closing number. Buffalo's actually averaging a rotund 32 points of scoring per game in those 2 overs. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Jets are giving up 28 points a game in those 2 overs themselves. All in all, I really can't see this line moving upward amongst the public bettors. So if you're liking a lot of scoring in this one, just be on the lookout for that early line movement. There's a pretty good chance that I think you can see yourself catching an extra point or 2. All told, if you're an over better in this one, I have to agree with you. And if you're betting against the points, unfortunately, I won't be in the game with you. But what I will do is make a play on the straight up winner in total. All in all, I like the Buffalo Bills to win this one outright with the over 41.5. Next game I have for you, it is going to be Denver at Philly. Philly opened up the 7-point favorites and are now laying 7.5 against these Broncos. It's still early in the going for Week 9, so unfortunately I still have no total for you. No need to worry though, because I'm still going to break down the scoring and let you know where I think this one's going to end up at. But as far as betting sides go, it looks like the clear-cut case for Philly should be made in reference to the trends. This Eagles team has been a very good covering squad on the year. Philly against the points are 6-2 overall, 3-1 at Lincoln Financial, and 4-1 laying the points. They're also 1-0 covering at the current total, 1-0 covering against teams allowing less than 21 points per contest, and 3-1 covering as the official home favorite. They're going up against a lackluster Broncos team who's not made their bettors much money this season. Denver against the spread is 2-4 overall and 0-2 when traveling. Most recently, this Broncos ball club has failed to win and cover in 3 of their last 4. They've also failed to cover against the Giants once and Chargers twice, depending on where you're shopping. All said and done, the case for Philly bettors can certainly be made. Let's break down the total. Again, Denver games are 0-3 to the overs in their last 3. We really haven't seen much scoring in these Denver games. They're averaging just 8 points of scoring per contest in those unders. Meanwhile, on the other side, a little bit different story as Birds games are 2-1 to the overs in their previous 3. They're also averaging a bulbous 34 points of scoring per contest in 3 of their last 4 as well. Not sure where this line will open up at, but overall, I'm going to predict a sharp combined point total of 39 by the final whistle. I think it's very possible the Birds pick up about 28 to 30 points while the Broncos score around 10 or so. Could be a blowout. This 39 combined point total will serve as my bet on the total relative to the opening line. Most likely it looks like I'll be taking the under in this one unless this one opens up at 38. But anyway, when it's all said and done, the Eagles should get the job done handily. That said, the Denver defense is always good enough to keep them in games, keep it close, keep it within a score. I'm really confident in the Eagles to win this one, but I want to make sure I get the cash from them too. That said, I'm going to forego a play on the spread and lay a nice hefty price for the Birds to win it outright. I get it, it's expensive. But all said and done, I'm going to go ahead and take the Philadelphia Eagles winning this one straight up for some expensive money line cash, with a point total of 39 total combined points. Next game I have for you, Atlanta at Carolina. This should be a great one. Is Cam Newton an immature baby, or does he lull the bettors into his distractions just to outshine his opponent that week? Anytime you talk about these social assassins like Cam or LeVar Ball, it's either complete lunacy or it's calculated behavior. But either way, these Panthers smashed the Bucs last week. Let's go ahead and take a look at this week's action. And when it comes to the spread, the Carolina Panthers opened their match at home with the Falcons as the 1.5-point favorites with the total at an even 44. Once again, it's early in the week, so I have no clue where these lines are going to move. But I'll tell you this much. As a public bettor myself, my first reaction to seeing this line was Atlanta outright. But when it comes to the trends against the spread, my initial intuition is not supported at all. This Atlanta team has been terrible against the number all year round. Atlanta has covered just 2 of 7 overall and just 1 of 4 on the road. In addition to going 0-1 covering as the official road underdog, Atlanta's failed to cover their last 4 consecutive ball games. All that said, if you're betting sides and you like Atlanta, the trends really don't defend you catching double digits in this spot here, let alone a 1.5. But here's some good news for Falcons sympathizers. This Carolina squad can't cover at home. Carolina's gone 0-3 covering on the year in their games at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. The Panthers against the spread are also just 1-4 laying the points, 0-2 at the current total, and 0-3 as the official home favorite. Carolina has also failed to cover 2 of their last 3. Wouldn't be surprised if this one ended up in a tie. So not so sure I'll be picking sides here. These trends make me want to cry. If I don't cry, I'll certainly sigh. God, that's bad, Brock. But anyway, let's take a look at the scoring real quick to see if we can nail down a better spot here. And when it comes to the totals, Panthers games went 0-2 to the overs in their last couple. Both games featured a measly point total of just 20 total combined points in the contest. Meanwhile, similar story on the other side as Atlanta games went 0-3 to the overs in their previous 3 themselves before last week's action at New York. The Falcons averaged just 13 points of scoring per contest in those unders. I'll tell you what, Atlanta's having a tough time moving the ball under Sarkisian. So we do have a little something to build on when it comes to the scoring. I think we'll see this one stay pretty low. All in all, the trends are just, they're just a little too messy for me when it comes to picking a winner, choosing sides. I do, however, really like the trends when it comes to the total. So all told, give me the under 44 total points in this one. All right, I'm going to slide in my next and final game for the show. Another divisional game, same division. Tampa Bay plus 6.5 at New Orleans. Totals at 50.5. The Saints are 3-1 on the money line to win this one outright. Surprise of the year, these New Orleans Saints. Really happy for Breeze at this point in his career. Love to see class acts do things right and be successful. But overall, if you've been betting the Saints this year, you've been real happy with their production. You've also been really happy cashing in your ticket. The Saints against the spread are an impressive 5-2 overall, 2-1 at home, 2-0 at the current total. Even more impressive for Saints bettors, this New Orleans team has gone a perfect 4-0 against the spread when laying the points as the favorite. They're also 2-0 covering as the official home favorite, and they've successfully covered their last 5 consecutive contests. They're going up against a Tampa team who really just doesn't have it all together. They don't look good. Tampa's covered just 1 of 7 overall and have failed to successfully cover the spread in each of their 3 road games. Tampa Bay against the spread is also 0-3 catching points, 0-2 as the official road underdog, and 0-2 against winning football teams. In addition to all that, Tampa Bay's failed to successfully cover the spread in their last 6 straight games. all said and done, if you're betting Tampa Bay in this one, you certainly know more than I do because those trends made me want to vomit. Now, scoring-wise, Saints games went 3-1 to the unders in their last 4. 3-1 to the unders in their last 4. They held their opponents to just 9 points per game on average in those unders. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay games went 2-2 to the unders in their last 4 themselves. They've averaged just 8 points per game in those 2 unders as well. All told, I think we're going to make 2 plays on this game. For the record, I'm going to buy the hook and move this one down half a point. I'm foregoing a play on the money line in this one, but I do like New Orleans -6 with the under 50.5. All right, folks, that is going to do it for me. But before I get out of here, I have to remind you that I am not a sports betting expert. I'm just a fan. If for some reason, and let me tell you this, I don't implore you to take any of my picks. I don't. But if for some reason you decide to use the free information on this program, you're utilizing it at your own discretion. Don't hold me accountable. Don't spend the mortgage because of some bald guy on YouTube giving out free shitty picks. All right? But either way, a wise man once said, good ain't free and free ain't good. Okay, I already said that, but just be careful out there, all right, if you're betting these games. And I've rambled long enough. I forget my closing line. But anyway, for Brock Page Productions, I'm Brock Page, and have yourself a positive day.